everyone. Wait a minute. You know what? I'll use my real name for this since we're answering questions and barely anyone knows my real name. So, Ashley here. I received all the questions I need, and thanks to all of you who emailed me and commented, I can now give answers. My inspiration actually came from my roleplays throughout the years, being most of them were, of course, wolf based. One roleplay actually involved a different version of Briar and Rolo. They weren't as hateful towards one another, and it was a little bit of a different plot. Honestly, I can't say that there will be many episodes, at least in this series. But then again, not many to me is about 20 to 30 episodes. It will take a bit to wrap up the whole story, so expect a large amount of episodes. Well, my inspiration for Briar is mostly from my dog, as stated in my inspiration for Briar video. As for Avery, Lloyd, Temptress, Rolo, and all the rest, it was much more of a lengthy process. I literally drew up Briar and I did something a bit reversed from what would usually happen. I took characteristics, physical ones, from Briar and tried to make Temptress and Roller from that. The colors weren't always the same, but the markings were. Avery was actually an old character I used to roleplay as named Luna the Fox. After redesigning, she became the good old Avery she is today. But the only thing that didn't change was her backstory. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you know. Lloyd was going to be literally a voice and nothing more, nothing less, but after some pondering, I decided to make him a separate character. The other characters, such as Cano, Alistair, Odell, Corlin, and many more, were created based off people I know, or just based off things in my life. It was very difficult to make, being each tiny piece of the episode is one frame, and drawing one frame takes a good 10 to 20 minutes. The entire episode is 18 minutes, so imagine how many frames I had to draw, redraw if it crashed, and edit together. It was very hard, but it's fun if you love doing it. Oh man, this is a good one. Yes, I did a few times. I think every animator can say this for a fact. We all get angry during the animation process, especially when it crashes and you forgot to save, like, well, me. But sometimes things in my daily life anger me, and I go to animate scenes of reverse tales just to calm down. So I love doing it, and no matter how angry I got and how many times I wanted to give up, I kept at it. At first, it was supposed to be an audio series only, with no PMVs or anything. But after I learned more about the animation process during my senior year, and even though I knew it was much harder than an audio series, I decided to make it animated because it would show their expressions and connect more with the viewers on an emotional level. How can I say this? A person reading a sad book usually doesn't cry as much as a person watching a sad movie. I can't exactly say. As I write the script and think it over, I usually add characters in, such as Dagger, who was just supposed to be a regular guard, or Odell, who was supposed to be an extra. I can't give a specific number, but just know there will be a lot. Reverse Tales was a name I came up with years ago. I was going to have the main title logo with Rolo and Briar facing away from one another, and if you look at it, the tails are, of course, reversed. But there's a deeper meaning. Briar, who is the son of a pack leader, is living a life where he's starving a lot, has no real home, and has to steal from packs just to get something to eat. He's living a life of poverty, while Rolo, who is the leader of a pack, is living a life with a full belly, has a home, and doesn't need to steal to eat. Their lives and morals are completely reversed, so that's how I came up with the name. As I said for the characters, I can't say how many voice actors there will be specifically, but I can say there will be a lot. It also really depends on how experienced the voice actor is, being that I could have one voice actor play many parts or have one voice actor per character. It all really depends. Briar is not a full blooded wolf, but his father is. His mother is a mixture of a husky and a chow chow. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these dogs, but they are adorable. And I basically took her looks from those two breeds and put them together. I know she may not look it, but it's only because I made her fur and markings a bit different. At this point, food is very scarce to find, and most of the time, packs usually hunt with more than three members at their side. So the packs have been taking up all the food, and the only way for Temptress, Briar, and Avery to eat is to steal from small packs. Not much, but just enough to keep them from starving. In the beginning of episode 1, you hear how it's like a main rule not to steal from large packs.
Mom, you aren't taking the food from large packs, right?
What? Briar. That's the main rule.
This is because, large packs usually either have too many guards to steal from, or if the rogues get caught, they usually are taken hostage or killed. That's why Temptress kind of expresses why it's not allowed, and Briar and Avery know that, but they go and do it anyway because if you look closely at well, I'm gonna say I don't want to call it a chicken leg because that's what it looks like, but it's not. If you look at the carcass leg that she's eating, a piece of it, the bottom of it is ripped off, and Usually that means that either someone was holding onto the other side of it and it ripped out of their mouth, which also indicates that not Avery, Temptress had to fight for it, which is why the whole entire plot goes on because Briar knows that she had to fight for it and knows she's stealing from large packs, which is why he takes it, or I can't say he did it by himself. Avery and Briar both think that they should steal from a large pack so they don't starve, and so Temptress doesn't put herself in danger. It's just a whole amount of details that you have to pay attention to. That is all the questions I received. If I receive any more after um I post this video, hopefully I won't, but if I do, I will do another Q&A video. But I'm probably not going to do one until at least after episode 2. So keep your eyes peeled, and thanks for giving me all the questions, guys. I really appreciate it.